All right. So it's been a while since I've done a mock draft. Got a little free time here for lunch. Just try to get something done here for you guys. Now, we've gone through the combine, post-combine stuff. We've done kind of that post-initial surge on free agency. We've done those. Talked about that. Still getting those, like, slowing down, a guy that you kind of wanted one every day, every other day, kind of being taken and signed. So as that starts to thin out, and the Patriots really not making any massive moves to pick up another, like, solid starter, or at least somebody that can come in and be, no matter what, like, oh yeah, that guy is going to be contending for a starting spot. That's what we're kind of hoping for at this point, I would say. Now, there's some guys out there that you might be able to say, coming off an injury that, hopefully they get back to form and they'll be a starter. There's that class of player that's still out there, but I think a lot of people would say it's, for the most part, the big names, in terms of just straight up signing them money-wise, are gone. Now, the trade market's going to heat up. I am starting to believe the Aiyuk thing might be legit. I'm not like super excited about a guy who snapped ACL and MCL. So, yeah, there's that. But I don't think the 49ers are going to want to eat that money that apparently that he's owed in about, this is April 1st, I believe. So that's before the draft, guys. So that could be big. If they can get him, that takes the edge off of having to get Tet or Travis. Still doesn't obviously address the offensive line. And then you throw in the fact that they got rid of David Andrews, and now you have 3 question marks on the offensive line. Patriots being bottom 5 offensive lines in terms of players last year. A lot of injuries. Offense in general was a mess last year. It was just so I'm hoping 2 things. One, the players that are on the roster right now, there's just a general rise in development, right? So Vidarian Lowe being kind of actually still young, 25, so he has a few more years of some development there. Regardless if you don't think he's a starter or not, you're going to need somebody to be there to be left tackle, either as first or second dude with the amount of injuries. Regardless, you're going to need it. Guards, we've had a lot of guards. We've thrown guard, like, between the amount of draft and free agent and waiver wire pickups, there's a lot of guards on the team. I thought So was looking solid until he got injured last year in preseason, and then when he came back, they were trying to push for Layden, and Layden, I've never been massive on Layden. Again, I'll point out, like, he was like 500 something on my board because of the, like, times where he just looked completely lost, and we saw that last year. There was just times where, what are you doing, dude? And I'm hopeful for him because, going back and watching it again, you're like, yeah, I can kind of see why they did take him. He is a mauler. He's going to be great in the run game. But is he going to be able to start next year? And you need guards in general, right? We still need guards for backing up Onwenu. Onwenu is had a surgery on his ankle. He's not been completely healthy all the time. So you need backups. They haven't gotten another one in free agency except what's-his-face, which, that must be a very big depth guy, I would have to assume. But for center, you got Cole Strange, you got, who can also play left guard, obviously, but that's the last person to play center. Ben Brown, who did get beat up towards the end of the year, so keep Ben Brown in there. And there's Jake Andrews, who was out all year on IR because of, I think, a thigh-knee issue. I forget what it was, or if we ever were even told officially what it was. But, he was like, I think I had him as like the 3rd or 4th best center in that draft class. They picked him in the 4th round. I have to assume they're going to try to give that guy a shot. And he's good. Like, I thought he was a good center. It was a good pickup. I was obviously more of a DeJuan Jones type of guy, but I'll take him. So maybe there's Lacita Smith too. So there is a center there as well. There's 4 centers, if you include Cole Strange. So hopefully there's development there. But that being said, you got Moses, who can hold up for until Caden's ready. It's obviously going to make that right side solid. but it's not like there's been a big step forward, right? Everybody, it just be kind of like some swapping around, like questionable right tackle. Now you got a solid right tackle, but now it's a big question at back at center again. So 3 spots that need to be shored up, and again, I'm sure they're going to go into one of those 3 spots is going to be handled internally. There's going to have to be some development. Maybe there's maybe they can find somebody who can play for 1 year there. But is it going to be something that they're going after in the draft? I'm not really sure. But if they don't like, if it's going to be a problem, like Wolf said, like, it's on me, guys. Like, I screwed that up last year. So if they don't get the draft, we're going to have to hold our breath for, again, finding 1 or 2 more gems in the waiver wire, which could happen. But that being said, you're not going to get starting level quality guys. You're going to get some depth guys and maybe some like diamonds in the rough that could develop. Like, you can get some Trey Jacobs that like might help you out for a year, and then hopefully he can continue to develop as well. So I guess my point is, if you get Aiyuk, that basically puts you. Say you get Aiyuk for like a third round pick, and maybe Bourne. Yeah, be ready for Will Campbell. Be ready for Will Campbell, guys. And like I've said, the whole arm length thing, I'll point it out again. I won't go into great detail. But I can't find, I went back to 2019. Maybe there's some examples prior to that. But I can't find when almost every offensive lineman had shorter arm lengths at the combine versus their measurements at their respective Senior Bowl, Shrine Bowl, Hula Bowl weigh-ins. Measurements. I can't. There's none there. There's only one guy in the whole entire offensive line group at the combine that had long arms. That was Jalen Travis. And by the way, that wasn't just for the tack or for the offensive linemen. That was for other groups as well. So there is no matter what you say, there is a discrepancy between different measurements. And one could say, hey, the combine guys are the more legit people. Guess what? It's supposed to be the same group, maybe not the same guys, but essentially the same group, same organization, the scouting organization that handles the Senior Bowl weigh-ins and the combine. So maybe it's different dudes doing it, but it's supposed to be. So my point is that if there is such a dramatic difference between them, then we're basically weighing our decision making on something that apparently is just an inexact science. So if we are worried about quarters or eighths of an inch when they have no problem being more than half an inch off on average. By the way, Ariante Ursary was almost a whole inch off. If we are so hung up on eighths of an inches, quarter of an inch, and yet the same group of people can be off by half an inch from 1 month to the next. I don't think you can weigh it. I don't think you can do it. That's just bad science. That's bad logic. Like, that doesn't hold up in court. So there you go. And so that's why I said let's wait for the pro day. Let's get other scouts doing it. Like I said, the B1 had it just around 33 inches. So not that I was like surprised if it really was just, what was it, 5/8? I wasn't like, oh, that's way off. But now that I see all the other measurements and the guys who weighed in previously, like I'm going to say that there might be a few guys that might weigh Will Campbell and be like, hey, it's pretty close to 33 inches. Probably less guys that are going to say it's probably closer to 32 and a half. I'm going to say more people would probably measure it out towards 33. So we get a consensus on it. It might not be what we saw at the combine. By the way, if you went with the numbers on the combine, 44% of the people that were offensive linemen that were measured at the combine were under 30. Had 33 or more. And by the way, Josh Simmons would be at 6'6", would be another guy. He was just on the 33-inch mark. So it's not like we have all these guys walking around with massive wingspans here or massive arm lengths. I mean, like last year, there was guys just walking around with 35-inch arms all over the place. This year, we can barely find I think Holland Pierce might be the only one with 35 plus. Everybody else is like basically low 34s and then like mid 33s. They're like really firmly in the tackle, like arm length, right? We got most of the guys are barely making tackle lengths. You think that's a little suspicious or not? Okay. So anyway, I'll get started. So I think the Aiyuk situation might be legit because they need to get rid of him. And see, like this might be. See this. I don't know if this would happen. This might be a little much. All right, I was going to try to do, let's do the Travis Hunter and see what happens type of thing first, but let's do that. I was going to do, let's trade back too far, which we could probably do now, but say we went back, they wanted Travis Hunter, we take Will Campbell, we pick up an extra, what did we pick up, a second, and we picked up seconds next year. That would actually, I'd be okay with that. I know Travis Hunter, everybody loves Travis Hunter. You'd have to be drafting him for a wide receiver, and maybe on third downs where you need to, cover several wide receivers. It's just the way it is, and you want him out there just roving to be a ball hawk. I get it, but there's no way you take your wide receiver who you're basing your offense around, but besides the quarterback, like a major component of your offense, and you're like, yeah, just go do some extra reps for us. Well, we already have 2 starting corners. Like, what? They also have plenty of safeties, and Alex Austin and Zay Bolden and Marcus Jones. Like, you have like decent depth at corner and safety. So you're gonna be drafting Travis Hunter to be a wide receiver. So if you get Aiyuk, right, with a third round, with one of the third rounders in Bourne, right, you would have at least the wide receiver taken care of, which will allow you to go after the Will Campbell with a potential trade back scenario. So maybe that's what we're testing on this one. Sorry for these long rants, guys. Yeah, you could still. I think Burden might be one of the guys who does leak out, or Emeka. He might be out there just because if there is a solid run on tackles, which again, on average since 2005, 5 offensive tackles are taken in the first round. The low end of that is 3. So, I mean, let's just take a look. You have Ursary that I don't think Ursary makes it out. But if Safety did, and for some reason you want Travis Hunter and Ursary, if you got Travis Hunter and Ursary 1-2, it'd probably be your best, start of a draft in a very long time. Just because of the need and the caliber of player. Like Ariante Ursary is still developmental. He crosses up his legs. There's some movement issues there, but he's raw. But year-over-year development held up, even though he's not perfect, still holds up, right? He doesn't get completely blown back. There's no questions about his strength, his speed. He's definitely agnostic in terms of how he plays. He can play zone or gap, and that's why I don't think he makes it out of the first. But do I take him now? I'm probably going to look for an edge or another wide receiver. Don't need a safety. Walter Nolan, not going to need this year. Sorry. Actually, edge. Now, would we go with Donovan Jackson or Landon? Oof. Do we go Donovan or Landon? And I'm not talking Donovan Izaraku. I like him, but I'm more the Landon Jackson for the Dietrich Wise / Barmore Insurance is more my... or we can go with Birch later on. Oh, I like Landon. But for guard situations, I guess we can go Jonah... Tate Ratledge, although I think Tate is a right guard. I think Jonah's a right tackle. You'd be asking him to make a little bit of a move there. Embo played right on both sides. Donovan is a left guard, guys, and he is a tackle. He plays tackle. Well, he played tackle at Ohio State when Simmons went out. That's tempting, guys. But, you know what? I think we do that. Yeah, I think I saw Landon go, right? We're gonna be pinched on. Yikes, he's still there. Cam's still sitting there. Wow. That's tempting. TJ Sanders is freaking good. Shoot. Jaden Higgins would be smart, I think, for a big X receiver. Actually, you know what we should do to play this like in a legitimate fashion? Is there anybody? No, there's only if this one or say like 69 or 70 or sorry 77 will if someone wants to trade it for just draft picks next year, we'll just take it out just to show that we got rid of one for Aiyuk. I forgot about that. Man, getting Cam Williams would be... Oh, that's hard to pass, too. Actually, hold on. Is Milam still up? No, Milam's gone. So let's take a look at interior offensive linemen. We'll have to go with maybe Clay Webb. Jared Wilson's still there. I'm not huge on him, but he is a guard. I mean, he is a center. Seth I'd hold off on with because of the calf. Clay Webb, if he's still there at like 144. So I'm going to go with Clay Webb, and then Jake Majors also could be there in the 180s. He plays center. Thomas Perry can play him. I could get him towards the end of the first. Same thing with Monheim. All those arms are really short. Bayer. Simpkins is another center. So, not that I want to push that far down, but right now we got to find Princely. I like. He'd be a speed edge rusher. He'd be a guy you bring in. You're like, that's your first step quickness, dude. But, Chazon is that too, Not that I'm like saying he's a former first round pick. I would say like, not that they're great, like, that's actually, you know what? Not a bad comp. And that's the thing I see when I see Princely, he's either going to be great or meh. I don't know about complete bust, but meh. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to pass on Jaden Higgins. Because you're getting Aiyuk. You'd probably get, try to get Bourne to go to the 49ers. So it's a one swap. Mac would be your big X, but I don't know what you want him to stick. Booty, Baker. Like Jaden Higgins to me just would be an upgrade on both those guys. Definitely seems like a legit dude, too. It'd be nice to just have, let's just do that. Kind of hard to pass on that. Now let's take a look at edge. So I'll go, anybody, see, let's do this. I'll accept that we had to lose that. All right, so we'll go Jordan Birch. And then I'll take, if Josiah's, he's not going to make it. Stewart, okay. That might be up for, because although Jordan Birch plays edge, he would be like a Dietrich Wise / Barmore Insurance, so more like a D end / D tackle. Although he does play some upright, he's very similar to Landon Jackson. So, but to me, Josiah this far down is kind of hard to pass on. But I can also think Gelati would be decent too. Let's take what else is out there. I like Tootin. I do like that guy. All right, let's do... we'd have a shit ton of edge guys. I mean, with Chazon, you got Landry, You still got Keon. You got depth with Titus and Truman, which two guys that really didn't, I mean, they came in towards the back half of the year, really didn't get too much chance to prove themselves. Josiah Stewart is a wide 9 guy, but so is Shizone. Is there, well, you know, it's tempting, I'll take it, but let's just see if there's something else we need to really consider here. Shamar Turner here is freaking really tempting. Stutzman. Buchanan. Lindenberg. I'll take Lindenberg later on if he really falls that far. Same thing with Jay Higgins. So linebacker, not to see, like, linebacker's a little, like, obviously lower on the list right now. But there's guys back there. I like Stutzman, but I can't right now. Safety, we don't really need. Running backs, Tootin, if we get him now. That's a big time change of pace back. Now, Damian Martinez was listed at like 230, but looks like he's more like 205. I know a lot of people like Devin Neal. He's solid. He's solid. Tootin would be like your home run hitter, which I think... I think that would be worthy of consideration. Haven't been a Gunnar Helm guy really at all. Let's see what we've got for offers. Yeah. I like Terrence Ferguson. I don't think we're going to... I mean, he might be there at 144. Makuba's there, but how many safeties do we freaking need? And there's actually, I want to point this out, there's actually a lot of decent safeties way down. Like Kenny Gallup is solid, Jack Henderson, Aubrey Burks. I definitely just saw Deshaun Pace, although plays some linebacker. Kenyatta Watson is a solid deep safety. Major Burns is solid. Jack Howell is another guy that you would, you know, think there as well. Blackburn's good too. Yam Banks. He was one of your top guys in the portal last year. There's some good safeties here. Sigel, if you can get him later on. Yeah, I mean, safety, I'm going to hold off. Like, if you can get Sebastian Castro in the 200s or more in the 200s, yeah, I'm not going to push for Makuba. I like Makuba, but I don't. Emory Jones, not a bad pick. I guess I'm just going to go with Turner. Right? Because let me think. Farms. Where is Riley Mills? Is he even up? Wow, he's way down there too. I'm good with some of these guys later on too. Holland Pierce in the 200s. We can all, I guess we have to pick something now, but what is it that we don't get later? Probably a Bashul Tootin. Marcus Yarns would be the closest thing too. Much better as a receiving back though than Tootin. Tootin's just that speed home run guy that can definitely battle up the middle though too. The only thing is that he puts the ball on the ground a little bit more than you'd like. Alright, so I'm going to go here. I think that's just smart. I like Jordan Phillips too. but we gotta find a center, potential center. Clay Webb. What was the offer for that? No. Oh, Stutzman's still on board. And Jacob Parrish. Oh, Lindenberg. I was going to say Lindenberg probably be another one too, but he's gone. Harvey's a good running back. Let's see. Damian Martinez, I like him too. Clay Webb. All right, there's your center. This is kind of actually. Let's take a look at edge. In terms of speed, get to the quarterback guy. Diggs or Q? Johnny Walker's again. There's a lot of guys. Is good. Is like just down here. Johnny Walker, Sorrell, Sorry, I keep saying Sorrell. Walker, Diggs. I think I would give Diggs a little bit of an edge here. Let's think tight end. Wow, no one's wanting these guys. I'll take Arande though. Just because he's just that big of a physical. Now, he'd be a Mac Hollins kind of replacement, redundant there. Yeah, I guess that'd be a waste. Running back. Manon guy is pretty good. I'll go with him. OT, Holland Pierce. Probably another wide receiver. No. Well, you know what? If it is going to be another wide receiver, is Arande. Yeah, I'll take Arande then. This seems very unlikely, but maybe he really isn't hot. Maybe people are really hot on him. I mean, the Patriots probably not that Mac is in the building, but... And they re-signed... what's his face? So... I mean, I'm stuck on him because, honestly, like, he's a big X wide receiver, and it's just exactly what Mac Hollins is, but physically, he's a better athlete. Yeah, I guess we have to not go that way. CJ Dupree as a blocking tight end would be great. We don't have one of those. Dolak, Tyreen Powell. This is a really good pairing right here. Bam Martin Scott's pretty solid too. He's a freak. Just like last year with Joe Andreessen from, again, Buffalo. Being a linebacker from Buffalo. Completely, just overlooked that guy for some reason. I guess, we could look for, Efton Chisholm. There he is, right there. Perfect. Yeah, you can give me a C for that, but whatever. There's your like really elusive slot guy that can do some volume for you. Not ultra fast, but super quick. Like really great. I think you know what, he did his pro day. But I could see him being like a 6'7" or 6'8" with that 3-cone. Shuttle being, it'd be interesting to, I don't know what his shuttle would be, but I can't imagine his 40 being really above like a 4.6 something. 4.65-ish in that range. He's not ultra fast, but you just got to get him out 5-10 yards off the line and just let him dance around, and he's going to get open. And he can take a hit. He's got great hands. And that'd be your volume slot guy to bring with Douglas. So I think that worked out, right? So yeah, we gave away one of our thirds to justify, it was 77 because we couldn't get 69 away, but I'll go with that. So because that did work out, let's do one where we don't get Aiyuk and we decide to skip on Will Campbell. We're like, yay, Travis Hunter's right there. Just get Travis Hunter. Because he's so good. Nope, not even close for any one of those anyway. So we do this. So I don't know what's going to happen, but let's just say we have an issue with all the tackles being gone right here, right? So Josh Connerly, assuming one of the zone offenses get him, I guess. But that's the thing. Like, maybe there is one. You hold your breath and he's there. I mean, Jonah's a right tackle. Probably does fit better as a guard. We're going to have to get guard. We're going to have to go tackle guard. We're going to have to probably go Connerly. And look, Matthew Gold. I mean, I doubt Matthew Gold makes it out of the first. It'd be Omarion might. It would be kind of rough not to. I mean, yeah. Anyway. All right. So we go Connerly and then hopefully get a shot at Wyatt at something. Wyatt at 69 or 77 for a guard. Okay, still there. Let's see what else is there, just in case we can. If there's something really like a good edge player. Betch and Noel, if they're there at 77, is not bad. And then we can go again, Birch again if we have to at 77. Deanne Walker would be another one if Birch is gone. For like a Barmore insurance there. Maybe with the defensive line being, I mean, it'd be not. Yeah, well, we'll see. All right. So where were we at? Oh yeah, we're gonna go Wyatt for guard. right, so do we go Betch or Noel? Actually, you know what? I feel I like Jalen Noel a lot. I just don't. I want to get another slot, but I'm just not really feeling like top 100 for a slot guy. Whereas Betch can kind of do a little bit of everything. All right, let's see what else we got. Because I could go edge. Oh, he's gone. All right, so that does. Birch is not making it to 106, and I think I'm gonna miss out on a big edge for a while. And I'd rather, yeah, if I need a dynamic guy, I can chance maybe Josiah or one of these guys later on if I need them. I'm just simply thinking like Dietrich Wise / Barmore Insurance, and Birch is probably your kind of your top guy there. Being long. I hate passing up on those guys, but oh, Dylan Sampson making it to 106. Yeah, I think I have to. I mean, big board wise, I think he's like third for running back for me. All right, we need. Ooh, Ty Robinson making it to 144 is tempting. Stutzman. Ty Felton I like too for a wide receiver. He's quick, runs good comebacks. Yeah, that's a good pickup for Ty. I don't know why people don't talk about him enough. I mean, like, runs pretty crisp routes. I don't think he's a lot of drops or fumbles or anything that I can remember. I mean, that was another guy I did like 5-6 months ago, so. Oh, we missed Clay Webb. Oh, we don't need Clay Webb, right? We could have probably used Clay Webb. Not liking these at all. Riley Leonard would allow you to maybe trade. I mean, you'd be probably trading, at this point, if you're trading him on day 3, you're not going to get what you want in return for this draft, this late, but maybe if you did trade Milton and you knew that you could probably pick up like a Riley Leonard or a Curtis Rourke a little further back, and you were able to pick up, an early 4th for him for Milton, which could be a running back or a tight end or D-line. You could probably running back or D-line for that extra 4th. And if you got rid of the 3rd, right? Yeah, you get rid of the 3rd, and maybe you can pick up wide receiver there. I don't. It'd be interesting because what you could essentially get Aiyuk with a 3rd. I keep saying 3rd. I don't know if it would be a 2nd, but if you got 3rd and Bourne, equal swap, right? And you get Milton. You can pick up a quarterback on day 3. Milton gets you that. You can probably. So you lose the 3rd, but maybe you get an early 4th. Still get a running back. Maybe you can get like a Samson. Imagine getting like Sampson with the 4th that you pick up for Milton. I mean, there's other running backs, but even like, see, like, I mean, I do like Bashul Tootin, but yeah, or Ty Felton, like one of these two guys. Like Ty Felton's actually, which is interesting, would be like very similar to Bourne. Not as heavy, but in terms of route running, like the routes that he's really good at, yeah, Ty Felton's pretty similar to the Bourne routes. He'd be a good Z. It's interesting. So where are we at? Sorry. Holland Pierce at some point. Interior offensive lineman. Thomas Perry. So maybe Pierce, Perry. What gives us the 217? Tight end. Could also go with Gadsden. D-line. Anybody here that we really want? I mean, if this is how it is, I just wait for whatchamacallit, I just wait for UDFA. Diggs. Tyler Batty's gone. Shoot. That would have been another one I would have went for. Linebacker. Cody Simon. Teddy Buchanan as speedsters. If you want a leader, I think we might have to go. So let's actually time that out a little. Well, you know, Cody's been going, though. Sorry that I'm back and forth on this. So we need Holland Pierce. Who's going to come off the board first? Holland Pierce or Cody Lindenberg? And then we also had Perry, right? Or Jake Majors. That's a good center. Oh, Gus Hartwig. He's a good center, too. How's Gus down this far? Oh, my gosh. I guess that kind of just goes to show you, like, you know. And I think Vincent's probably a decent tackle still, too. I don't know. They keep putting him and Grant are constantly being put as guards in this one. So I'm going to go, I guess we'll go Jake Majors. And hope that Cody's still there. All right, that's not bad. Cody Lindenberg is actually a pretty decent coverage linebacker, by the way. If not, you can get Sean Dolak. So is there another one worth talking about? Another option. So we traded the Aiyuk, traded back a little bit to still get Campbell, picked up some draft capital for this year, next year, which would probably be best. And we did trade the 3rd out, and then we just did what happens if you just go straight Travis Hunter, and we lucked out with Connerly. But it was close, right? That was a little bit of like a ugh. But we made it through. Oh, you know what? Let's try one where let's just see if hopefully it happens. If not, we'll just cancel it. Don't want to spend too much time on this. Let's do Travis is on the board, and we got one trade offer. Let's just restart it. Oh, it brings you back here. Okay. No trades. Okay. Give me one where I can trade, like, We're assuming, we want to assume Travis is off the board. All right, so this looks like we might get something here. No, this is good. Imagine trading back 2 spots in the first round just to pick up a 7th next year. Is this for real? You gotta be kidding me. What is with this? Man, nobody wants Travis Hunter. I mean, a team that needs a corner and a wide receiver. Okay, so this one I'll go with this one if nothing else makes sense. This one this actually kind of makes sense to me. But we kind of already ran through that. We already got that one. The one that would be the stretch here would be, what happens if you get like outside the top 15? Or on 15. You're just in the middle there. All right, so what do we still have? Banks. So and I think that makes, I don't know if Banks would still be there, but he'd still have Ursary. And if you're feeling like Jalen Walker or Tyler Warren in that like 12, 13, 14, 15 area. Like, to me, if you got Kelvin Banks really at 15, to me, Kelvin Banks at 15 is better than Campbell in the top 10. Because, I mean, they're so close. It's, to me, like, the only thing about Campbell is you're kind of looking at somebody who is going to be a legitimate offensive lineman at the NFL level. Kelvin Banks will be a good tackle. I just don't know that like lack of strong year-over-year development that in the tape. To me, I mean, that's what I've seen, just is concerning. Like, how much better is Kelvin Banks going to get? Especially being coached up at Texas. Like, it's not like he's coming from, a FCS school, and you're wondering, I wonder if he could get better if he gets coached up at the NFL level. And that's where kind of like the Charles Grant situation goes. Like Charles Grant, if you go Hunter, miss on a guard, miss on a tackle, Donovan Jackson's there, and I would go Belton or Grant as a tackle on at 69, 77, something like that. He might have to go at 69. And if there is such a strong rush, you can be I wouldn't be surprised if Belton. So if you go Travis, Donovan, and then want to get a tackle, you go Belton / Grant at 69. Iriante's still here, huh? I'll go with Josiah. I like him as that just burner. Is there anything we definitely need here? I mean, I'm not going to mess around with this too much. It's kind of just for... I can pick up another edge guy, bigger guy, beefier guy later on. I'd still go Samson here if he's still around. right tackle. Oh, Jalen Rivers. That's not bad. Rivers, no, I was going to say, Rivers holding up here. And Holland Pierce, you are a New England Patriot. And then we go here. We need a heftier edge, so we'll go Tyler Batty. And then, oh, Renshaw. Yeah, he's up. He's good. All right, so we need that. We need wide receiver too, right? We need a bigger X. So maybe we do 220 to 238. Who are we taking more of a shot? Gamble on not getting Aronde as a big X receiver. Is there anybody else in the house? Oh yeah, we can get Isaiah Nayer, Brew McCoy, UDFA. Restrepo is the Z/slot guy. Tough dude though. I don't know. I think Batty probably is less likely making it, right? Yeah. Well, yeah. Except there's some decent edge guys down here too, right? I mean, there's still Johnny Walker. I'm just going on more of like the heavier, like edge setter who can move inside and play some D. You know what? We did get Dion. All right, so we go with Gadsden, and then just hold our breath for a center slash Connor Colby, right? We could still go for a center. Teddy Buchanan still on the board. Lindenberg still on the board. Could have probably held off for Stutzman again. Yeah, Tyler Batty. Just a dude. He plays interior too. Plays some linebacker. That could be one of my favorites. All right, so what else can we do? Jets are not taking Colston Loveland. What the? Imagine still having a shot at all these guys. Like, what did you guys... Who took what? Jalen Walker go? No, he didn't go. What the hell did you guys pick? Oh, Graham, yeah. I mean, Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren for the Jets? Seemed unlikely. I would think they'd go with Tet. Huh. Or Travis, obviously. Try to ditch Garrett Wilson for Travis. Huh. I didn't even think about that as an option. You get... Oh, they wouldn't do that. That'd be a little redundant. You give us Olu, and you can have Travis, and then we're good. That extra 57, I'm wondering what we could do with that. Yeah, I'm still thinking going like this. That would be freaking amazing. Talk about home. This could be my favorite draft of them all. Look at this. This one's... I'm not going to say much. We're going to witness possibly my dream scenario. Minus the fact that I'd probably want some more draft capital next year for trading back for just that, but I don't want to make it too murky. Chris Paul's pretty good. Huh. Kyle Williams. This one's not bad, guys. Jared Ivey's kind of hard to pass up. Zaw Frazier's not bad, actually. I watched his tape. Same thing with Zy Alexander. Just not looking to get a corner right now with all the people we potentially have on the roster. Safety, same thing. Tight end. Interior offensive lineman. Luke Kandra's solid too. I'm still eyeing Clay Webb for that center role if he's still there. Jalen Rivers is not a bad pickup. Chris Paul's a good linebacker. I'm going to go with Cody Lindenberg later on, though. Again, assuming this is how it's going to fall. Mitchell Evans, is he really that good? Caldwell sitting right there as a little bit more of a ferocious interior rusher. Same thing with Peebles, too. Damn. Sorry that I'm not talking so much, but I think this, I'm just, oh, I saw Holland Pierce go. Shoot. Close. This was close. Really close to being a top. Almost perfect. I guess Q would be wouldn't be bad either, right? Linebacker. I guess go Jack because he can play some left and right. Tell me to get wide receivers here, but it's like, yo, I got enough wide receivers. I think I'm just going to go Jack. That's pretty close, though. Anyway, I'll leave it there. That one might be my favorite, where they move back a little bit. Now, didn't pick up a lot in terms of like the trade in this case, but it would have to be, if you're going to trade back a little bit, it'd have to be, I'd take a second and a fourth this year, and then probably a similar situation for something next year, unless there's a player thrown in there, which I don't know if that would happen. But going back to 8, still being able to get like Will Campbell, and getting another second, allowing me to get that 57 for Landon Jackson, and you got left tackle, left guard with Jackson. If you want to put him as a tackle, that works too. I don't even freaking care if you want to say like Landon Jackson over Will Campbell as a tackle, whatever. You swap them, who gives a crap? Left side taken care of. Landon Jackson, Dietrich Wise, Barmore Insurance. Jane Higgins being obviously a good solid X receiver, probably second or third best like big X in the draft. Deanne Walker, I'm not a huge Deanne Walker, but you get to 77, you got a guy who's like 6'6", mid 300 pounds, and you're looking, Barmore's not looking so hot. And even if Barmore comes back, like you got a guy that's like, hey, Barmore, take your time. We're gonna try this. We got this rookie. Let's try him in there. Throw you, swap him in and out, get him going, get you up to speed, make sure you're 100%. And if he has to miss more time for another season or something like that, at least you got somebody there. Him at 77 is a no-brainer. I don't know if he'll get there, but then like he might be one who really does actually get down that far, just because of some of the questions about him. Sampson at 106, no-brainer. Felton, good solid Z receiver. I mean, I'd bring him in and say somebody of Baker or Booty, Polk, somebody's going to have a question mark with Ty coming in as for the speed aspect of it. Clay Webb, there's your center. Luke Lachey, solid, comprehensive tight end. Cody Lindenberg, team leader, solid dude, really good in coverage, just a very cerebral linebacker, and he's a good athlete too in general. Like he had a really great Senior Bowl for what linebackers have like essentially the worst like drills don't really show, and coverage is not always the best for linebackers for to showcase everything about them. So, but he had a good Senior Bowl for a linebacker. And then Jack Nelson being just again a good solid. I mean, I would even be considering him early on day 3. So to get him at 238, not bad. Anyway, what do you guys think of all these? I know it's long. I apologize. Do you think any of these make sense? Are they possible? Which one would you go with? Also, just a reminder, make note, not getting a tackle in the first, regardless of the situation, and like even if you luck out, like you're just gonna be crossing your fingers, holding your breath that one makes it to the second. And then on the other side of it, like, what's it gonna take if there is only 1 or 2 tackles left on the board and everybody knows you need a tackle and you're trying to trade up into the second? They're gonna try. I mean, you can get there, but it's gonna cost you because you're not gonna be the only one. Once there's 1 or 2 left on the board, anybody who's looking for a tackle to come in is going to probably try to nuke some draft capital this year and potentially next year. Now, if the Patriots do pull off a Aiyuk, and it is a 3rd round pick plus Bourne, and you say you do that, you trade back a little bit and get a 2nd or 4th back or something like it. It's potential that could happen. But even if there is no trade back situations and you just get Aiyuk for a 3rd and Bourne, that will allow you to go after Will Campbell. And hope that Donovan makes it to the 2nd round, or Tyler Booker. That's another good guard situation. Or Milam, or Zabel, or Zabel. Anyway, potential. Hopefully Aiyuk actually comes through. I'm not big on it, but it would at least alleviate some of the pressure. You have the cap space. If it really just takes a 3rd and Bourne or something like that, I'm all for it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.